Welcome back to the Big Small Business Show. In studio with us, we've got a wonderful story. I think it's a wonderful story. It's the story of Herbi Vōhr. It's a story of a couple. Also seems like a whole family business starting 7 years ago, obviously getting through COVID and growing a business in a very relevant field, which is creating vegan food. So first of all, just congratulations once again. But the thing that I want to really congratulate you on is a comment you made in the insert, which was around controlled growth. That you didn't come out saying, "Oh, we want to supply all the retailers," like all upfront.
Yeah, we wanted it to grow organically because we started small from our kitchen at home, a tiny kitchen, then we grew bigger. Then we had 2 rooms, we went into that, and then eventually into the factory and formed a PTY.
So how do you spoke about distributors. How do you actually get those distributors? Do they call you? And if they do call you, how do you determine who gets it and who doesn't?
Thus far, the distributors we have all contacted us.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been very lucky in that sense. We usually first chat to them and just see if we're on the same page and whether they understand the principles and whether they're happy with the provisions and so on. And then they have to decide whether they would like to work under our banner and our branding, or whether they would like to form their own brand and then perhaps also represent other plant-based alternatives.
Okay, and how many do you have right now?
Well, we three distributors, I think now.
I think we've just got our 4th this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody in PE.
Shelf life of the product. I'm going to talk to you.
Most of the products, food products, are in boxes, and besides being quite expensive because you have to pack it in plastic and then in a box as well. And also, I don't like buying something if I don't know what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So we've don't pack ours in boxes. You can see it through the plastic, and we vacuum seal it and we freeze it. So that extends, by vacuum sealing it extends the shelf life, and also by freezing it extends the shelf life. This is except the biltong and the biltong type of products, but the other products are frozen.
So 3 months, 6 months, 12 months?
6 months we're putting on it, but it could be longer, but we didn't want to extend the period too long.
Okay. You spoke about cash flow, and I know that I'm going to come back at you, Daniel, here, because I'm going to come at this a little later. And cash flow, you're saying, is an issue, or the money that goes out is the money goes in. It's the same sort of thing, and sometimes it's not the same in the negative way.
Yeah.
Just talk to me more about what that is and how you're experiencing it.
Our cash flow now, or why we decided to go to not have accounts and.
I'm going there later.
Okay,
But,
all right,
because,
okay. All right.
Because that hurts me at a level, but I'll talk about that, because you seem to have been hurt by it in the past.
Yes, yeah.
So what are you experiencing? What I'm trying to get at is, now with your cash flow, does it mean you have to wait for money to come in and then you can only buy your input material? You can't pay your staff, you can't pay rent. What's the impact of that cash flow in reality?
Well, we initially had a family member who was a bookkeeper for us who wasn't really doing a very good job, and she wasn't keeping us well informed about where we were. We would get in money, and sometimes the money would come in quite easily, and we'd pay out quite a lot. And it would be low times and high times, but we're quite comfortable with that, sort of comfortable with that now.
Have you got an overdraft facility?
We've got an overdraft facility.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not preventing you. What I'm trying to ascertain is what's it stopping you doing it? It might stop you sleeping, which is okay, but does it stop you paying the rent? And does it stop you paying salaries or buying inputs?
There's always a problem with paying anything, because our products use a lot of ingredients that cost quite a bit. So we buy new ingredients all the time, and the rent isn't too much of an issue with us, although we've got a very understanding landlord.
Mm-hmm.
And
I want to talk about your margin percentage. The percentage of that you make as profit.
It's probably too low, probably too small.
Yeah.
Yes.
But vegan products are described by many as already expensive. We don't want to make it too expensive because our goal is not only to pay our bills, it's also to promote a plant-based lifestyle. So we don't want it to be impossibly expensive for the people that we're trying to reach.
And we try and have it more or less the same price as meat, because what we make is purely meat substitutes. We have other products in mind which we'd like to get to sometime, which are not meat substitutes. But that's what we're doing now. Everything is a meat substitute, and we try and keep it on that level, so it's not that much more expensive than meat.
Your growth year on year in the last 7 years, how have you been growing?
Well, lockdown, I nearly said knockdown.
Yes.
Lockdown had a big effect. Not initially, because initially, we had a license to travel and we could deliver and people had to eat and so on. But later on, as more and more people lost their jobs, we definitely started feeling it. So I don't even know if we're quite back to pre-lockdown levels.
Okay, one last question now is bad debt. Any bad debt?
Yeah, we don't really have bad debts because we don't have accounts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we
do have a loan, but it's not that much, and we're paying it off weekly.
Oh, you paying it? You got the loan. Okay, but
yes.
bad
Oh, you
debt,
mean those kind of bad debts?
Bad debts from your clients?
Not really.
No, we don't have many. We've got a couple here and there.
A few here and there, but we've written them off basically. They're old.
Yeah,
old. Okay.
Yeah.
And who's doing your accounts now?
Great person, very good. He's really good. Yeah.
Okay.
He knows what he's doing.
Okay, we don't have to mention names.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to take a break now. When we get back, I'll have some things to think about for Anneke and Daniel. Stay tuned.